All right, excuse me. I had to move the show from outside to the car. The phone ended up overheating. So, just getting back into it. You know, um, just gonna be a quick hit. Through the spirit. We're just gonna bring these precepts out and close it out. Lord wants His edifying unto your elect. All right, we're gonna bring this out again. All right, this is Luke chapter 19 and verse 13. It says, "And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come." All right, and the whole, title of this lesson, is patience is not passive. All right, and patience isn't a passive quality. All right, patience is an active quality that we have to constantly reinforce. All right, we have to constantly occupy ourselves in. Because when you're put in a position to where you have to have patience, unless you occupy your mind, that's when anxiety and anticipation begins to creep in. The what if, the what if this happens and what do I do? And all the doubt begins to creep in. That's why the Lord gave us an occupation in our patience. All right, that's why the Lord restored this purpose unto us as we wait for His return. Because without this occupation, we'll be full of anticipation, full of doubt, full of anxiety. But the Lord gave us a work to look after. The Lord gave us something to occupy ourselves in, which is prophecy. Such as prophecy, such as the ministry, such as the work, all right, and so on and so forth. So it says again, in Luke 19 and verse 13, "And the Lord called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come." All right, and each brother in this truth has a measure, all right, a certain allotment of pounds, all right, a certain allotment of faith and truth, all right, that the Lord has given him in this walk, all right, that he has to occupy himself in. Whether that be a great measure or a small measure, all right, either way, the occupation we still have to occupy ourselves in the measure that the Lord gave us, because the Lord, when He returns, is going to look for that return that we have on His money, all right, that He gave us. This is Luke chapter 12 in verse 43. It says, "Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing." All right, and we want to be found doing, all right, when the Lord returns. All right, and doing what, you may ask? Let's get this in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 39. And verse 1, it says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy." All right, and this is our occupation. All right, this is what this is what the Lord wants to find us doing when He returns. All right, He wants to find us occupied in His ministry, occupied in His work, all right, occupied in our purpose. You understand? And now more so than ever, because we living in some very crazy times. The times that we're living in right now aren't normal. This is a time like never before seen since there was a nation, like it says in Daniel the 12th chapter. We live in an age to where transformers is a normality within society. We live in a day and age to where men can walk into women's bathrooms. It's completely normal. They fight against you if you think it's wrong. We live in a society to where an 8-year-old child or a 16-year-old man can chop off his rod and call himself a woman. We live in some very crazy times. We live in this bad bitch era to where every woman wants to be a bad bitch. We live in this goon and goblin society to where every man of our nation or every man in this society who's highly regarded has to be a thug or a goon or a goblin. Being a upstanding character, being a man of understanding and a man of wisdom is not upheld in this society. These are very crazy times that we live in. And there's many occupations out here that the devil, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, sets out here for our people to be occupied in, to thwart us from our purpose. Like I said earlier before the stream cut off, you got clubs, you got the bag that's out here for you to occupy yourself in. You got the game, you got this virtual society, this virtual reality. You know, you got the world of how you say it? I don't want to, you know how they are when you call them out. You know, you got the world of the ABCs out here that you can occupy yourself in. You got liquor you can occupy yourself in, weed, the drink, the lean, the perks. And you can occupy yourself in all manner of folly in the society, man. And if you don't stay focused, you know, these things can sweep you up. You know, if you're not occupied in your true purpose, these things can sweep you up, and they'll sweep you up swiftly. You know, like they've done the majority of our people. You know, but it says in Sirach, the 39th chapter, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. All right, and this is what we must occupy ourselves in our patience. All right, this is the activity, all right, that the Lord gave us to occupy ourselves in our patience, so that that doubt doesn't creep in, so that we fortify ourselves as men and women in this truth. All right, because as we occupy ourselves in this work, you know, you notice how your spirit becomes hardened. Your mindset becomes clearer. Your spirit becomes clearer. You know, you find that inner peace in your walk, you know, and your character begins, or your person in general. You become just a stronger vessel of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know, as we continue to occupy ourselves in this work, it's like we're getting stronger. You know, the things that threw us off a year ago or 2 years ago don't throw us off no more. You know, rather we look at the hells and the tribulations we go through. You know, we look at life with a certain understanding now. You know, we look at life with through the lens of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, through the lens of prophecy. You know, through the lens of understanding. You know, which has given us a certain comfort and a certain peace in our journey as we wait and are patient for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to return. You know, and that's important. You know, finding that peace, you know, finding that understanding, you know, in this journey is very important concerning when it comes to us being patient. Excuse me. You know, Satan always got to come through and try to throw you off. But you know, it's very important when it comes to understanding this mission. You know, and this lady, man. But anyways, man, we're gonna get back into it. All right. Let's see. It's really, we're gonna bring these this precept out again, and we'll close it out. You know, nothing too long. Just something I had on my mind, you know, this morning. Patience is not passive. Rather, patience is an active quality that we have to constantly occupy ourselves in. This is Luke chapter 12, verse 43. Again, it says, "Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing." All right, and doing what, may you ask? This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 39, verse 1. "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. He will keep the sayings of renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences, and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men, and appear before princes. He will travail through strange countries, for you have tried the good and the evil among men." All right, and that is, you know, this is what we're supposed to be occupying ourselves in our patience. All right, otherwise, you know, you begin to tear yourself down. You know how it is when, you know, you put in a position to where you have to have patience, and unless you're a complete idiot, your mind is going to wander. You know, something's going to be on your mind. You know, you're going to run through certain scenarios. You're going to run through certain thoughts. You know, you're going to your mind is going to wander certain places unless you're a complete idiot. You know, and the Lord foresaw that. You know, and so in foreseeing that, he gave us an occupation. You know, he gave us something to occupy ourselves in, you know, until he returns. All right, and that is this work. You know, that is the ministry of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know, and that goes And we have to occupy ourselves in this, in all aspects of our life. You know, whether we're around brothers or whether we're not. You know, this is an occupation. You know, this is a lifestyle. You know, this isn't a career. This is a lifestyle. You know, this is something that we live and we breathe. This is our purpose. You know, but with that being said, that's all I had to say tonight. You know, Lord, when this is edifying unto your elect. All right, patience is not passive. All right, patience is active. All right, occupy yourself. All right, until the Lord comes back. You know, max out the spirit that the Lord gave you. You know, whatever it is. If you're a brother that's deep into history, max that shit out, man. You know, if you're a brother that's deep into prophecy, going into prophecy, breaking it down similar-like form, max it out. You know, if you're a brother that's good in the exhortation, or you're a brother that's good in just the behind the scenes, you know, when it comes to the ministry, max it out, man. You know, now more so than ever. Because these times are what's going to count. You know, these times count. Every second, every moment counts. All right? But with that being said, shalom. Stay up. Till tomorrow. And shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Brakathon. To all you brothers and sisters on the comment board. Hey, shalom. Till tomorrow.